Hi, welcome to our first installment of Nature Club. I like to call this time together Living with Nature. I believe we have an innate desire to connect with nature. By that, I mean that deep within us, we really want to be one with nature. Just think about how often you might enjoy the scent of a flower or notice the shape of the clouds. I think deep within each of us, we have a desire to be connected to nature and that nature is always talking to us, but are we listening? We choose whether or not we want to see the tides rolling in and pushing back out. We choose whether or not we want to notice the different colors on a tree. We notice the plants coming up in the spring or we don't. I think by connecting with nature, we will lead richer, more fulfilling lives. I think of Henry David Thoreau, who was a 19th century naturalist, and he said, and I'll read his quote, "Live in each season as it passes, breathe the air, drink the drink, taste the fruit, and resign yourself to the influence of the earth." So I hope as part of this club, you do that as well. So today, we are going to do something called mushroom spore printing. And I'm going to show you how to get ready with that. So I bought some mushrooms in the supermarket, button mushrooms. And you can also collect them in the wild if you want, but make sure they're not poisonous mushrooms. Have an adult with you. And what I want to do is reveal the gills of a mushroom because inside the gills are spores. Spores are kind of like seeds, but they're not seeds because mushrooms are not plants. All right, the spores are very tiny and you can't see individual spores unless you put them under a microscope. So first thing I do is I take the mushroom and I gently twist out the stem. And sometimes it comes out in one piece, sometimes it doesn't. And then I take a knife and I just trim the bottom off so I could see the gills more easily. So I am gently doing this because we do not want to cut off a finger. All right, so let me just show you. So what I did was basically a little trimming so that the spores can be revealed. All right, so I've done that before to a number of mushrooms. What you do is you place them gill side down on white paper, preferably like cardstock, something that's a little thicker than regular printing paper, okay? And then you can put a few of them on the paper. I have 3 set up here. I cover them with a glass that will hold some of the humidity in. And I also could sprinkle a couple of drops of water onto the mushroom, the top of the mushroom, to encourage the spores to drop onto the paper. And when they drop, they're going to make a beautiful pattern that I'll show you how to preserve. I have it on a piece of paper that will later fit into this frame so that I can frame my spore print, okay? So I'm going to turn this around so you can see what I've set up here. All right, well now you can see how I put them on my paper, okay? And I'm just going to leave them undisturbed overnight. And when I lift them up tomorrow, very gently, because the spores are very light and can kind of move really fast, like almost like pollen. So I'm going to get my glasses and I'm going to put this one over that guy and this one over that guy. And I'm going to have to try and get another glass from my pantry and cover the other mushroom. So for now, we're going to just leave these undisturbed overnight. And then tomorrow, I'll tell you what the next step is. Have some fun with different mushrooms. Different mushrooms leave different color spores. So if your local supermarket has a lot of different mushrooms, then, buy one of each kind and try them out. All right, that's it for now. Bye. It's really a lot of fun to experiment with different mushrooms because different mushrooms leave different color spore prints. My mushroom, I could take a little look-see on it and see that it's probably going to drop brown spores. That's why I'm doing it on the white paper. If you have a mushroom that looks like it might be dropping white spores, then you'll want to do that on a piece of black paper. There are even some mushrooms that might leave a yellowish orange spore imprint. I've seen pictures of green and blue ones, although I've never seen them myself. I'm going to tell you one more thing about mushrooms. You know, basically, this is the fruit of the mushroom. The mushroom is really the threads that are underneath the ground, and when they're ready to fruit, these guys pop out of the ground. So mushrooms are not plants. They basically get their nutrition from metabolizing on some living organism near it. Like you'll find them usually near a tree, you know, a dead log, stuff like that. And different mushrooms like to be near different kinds of dead organic matter. All right, I'll see you tomorrow. We'll see how my prints turned out, and perhaps you can take some photographs of your prints and share them with all of us. Until then, don't forget, living with nature makes us happier in the long run. Go out and smell the roses. Bye.